Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. Today I'm sharing 5 ways I like to add spontaneity to intuitive abstract art. And I'll show you how I use these techniques in this quick painting exercise that is stacked playful shapes in bold color. This painting came together with no plan, just an open mindset and some fun tools. And I think really that's where the magic and energy happens. So I gave myself 20 minutes to paint. The limited palette I chose for this exercise was Naphthol Red, Winsor Blue, Lemon Yellow, Mars Black, and Titanium White acrylic paints, along with a bit of charcoal and black gel pen. If you're looking for more abstract painting prompts to help you get going, I'll leave a link in the description for the 50 abstract warm-up painting prompts download. So let's get right into it. Number 1, it seems obvious, but start without a plan. Starting without a plan takes the pressure off. There's no need to make it look good or look right, which makes it easier to just dive in and respond. That kind of open approach keeps the process loose and intuitive, and honestly, some of my favorite ideas come from those unplanned moves. It helps us trust our instincts and stay curious while we paint, and letting the piece evolve naturally keeps us open to surprises, and that's a huge part of building expressive, spontaneous art. So number 2, use unconventional tools. I started with a couple of different size sticks to put paint down and make marks. So try other items besides a brush. That doesn't mean we can't use a brush as well, but to also play and experiment with other tools, like the edge of a plastic card to scrape paint, a soft pastel pencil for some fast, sketchy lines. Try using a brayer, a paper towel, or even your fingers. The marks we get from those tools are often way more energetic and unpredictable than anything we'd get with a fine brush. And when we're working intuitively, that kind of surprise is exactly what we want. Plus, sometimes we find items that give us textures and marks and patterns that we end up adding to our artistic toolbox. So you can see that I'm creating a bit of chaos with all of these colors on this piece of watercolor paper. This is a gessoed piece of watercolor paper. It's 8 by 10 taped down, and I'm really just kind of playing and experimenting and seeing where this goes. Now, there are 2 shapes kind of center top. One of them kind of looks almost like a fish. I was tempted actually to turn that into a fish at one point, but kind of stayed away from that and just kept playing. Which this kind of leads me to number 3, add fast, imperfect mark making and brush strokes. So this third technique is all about momentum. Don't pause to overthink, just make the mark, put the brush stroke down, scribble, scratch, swipe, whatever feels right in the moment. These quick, imperfect moves keep the surface alive and full of energy. They remind us that abstract art doesn't have to be polished. It just has to feel right. And along the way, sometimes it doesn't feel right. We just keep working for that and striving for that. And honestly, those spontaneous marks often become the parts that I love most later on, because they carry that raw, expressive quality that we can't really plan for. So I'm working on that one spot I'm talking about, right in the middle there, and that piece kind of stuck in my mind the entire time I was painting. I kept looking at that thinking, what could I do with that? It's kind of centered, so I wasn't real thrilled with that, but I just kept kind of playing and trying to draw some more attention towards that, and you'll see kind of how that plays in here shortly. So number 4, let movement guide you. Now, this one to me is fun. Let your body guide the painting. I painted most of this while standing up, and I was listening to music while I was painting. So when your body gets involved, and I know some of us like to dance a little bit or move around a little bit and really use our arms when we're painting. When your body gets involved like that, we stop painting with just our hand and start using our whole self. The lines flow differently. Our brushstrokes loosen up. And it brings a lot more rhythm and spontaneity to the canvas. That's why I love using large gestures and, even in small paintings, especially in those early stages when we're building expressive energy. And then number 5, change direction. One of the best ways to shake things up is to interrupt your process. If things start feeling predictable or too safe, do something that breaks the flow. Flip the painting upside down. Cover up some of what you've put down, much like what I'm doing right now. Or switch tools mid-layer. That disruption forces you to respond in a new way. And that's where fresh ideas show up. In this piece, I've flipped orientations a few times. And then, as you can see, I've started covering up a lot of the painting and went in a more whimsical and childlike direction, focusing on shapes. And specifically, I was looking at that one shape in the middle. That's the kind of move that pulls you out of autopilot and keeps the painting evolving. And it keeps you evolving. And sometimes spontaneity means breaking your own patterns, and that's where growth can happen. So you can see that I've put this down. I'm playing with a little bit of charcoal, and now I'm just kind of working on some of the forms of those shapes. And here shortly I'll show you when I finish, I'll show you the close-ups of some of the areas, and I'll also show you the final pieces in different orientations. In my mind, this really worked in one orientation. I could have added a little bit more to it and had it work a little bit better in other orientations as well. So those are a few of my go-to methods to keep intuitive abstract paintings loose and expressive and full of spontaneous energy. This kind of process really helps me reconnect with that sense of play, almost like painting from a childlike place where, curiosity drives the whole thing. So I wanted to get a little bit of red in this just to work with the green. So where there was part of me not wanting to cover up that yellow in the middle, I started playing with the red and just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of more focal point. So if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more intuitive abstract painting demos and creative process breakdowns. And here's some close-ups. So I'd love to know in the comments, what one spontaneous move you've made in a painting that totally changed it. And here is a final painting in some different orientations. So thanks for watching, and keep on painting.